Hi, hello everyone! I'm Toshi from Japan and tourist guide for foreigners. In this video, I'll show you
10 new tourist traps to know before traveling to Japan in 2025.
Japan is known for being one of the safest countries in the world, but that doesn't mean it's completely scam-free. One of my American friends actually lost over $600 to a pickpocket in Tokyo. And it's not just pickpocketing. Scams targeting tourists include fake religious donations, Japan Rail Pass scams, photo scams, and more. In recent years, organized groups, including some from overseas, have specifically targeted foreign visitors, taking advantage of Japan's clean and safe image. Of course, not all scammers are foreign. Some Japanese locals are involved too. In this video, I'll walk you through 10 of the most common tourist scams in Japan in 2025, where they happen, how they work, and what to do to stay safe. Plus, I also offer guided tour in Japan, travel itineraries based on trip duration and area, and recommendations for unique cultural experiences.
You can find more information in the description below. So, let's get started.
Number 1. Pickpockets. What tourists must know.
Recently, something shocking happened at the famous Tsukiji fish market in Tokyo. A Brazilian tourist was filming a food review at a street stall, and the video actually caught a pickpocket in the act. Criminal groups are now targeting tourists who let their guard down, thinking Japan is crime-free. According to reports, many of these pickpocketing rings aren't even Japanese. They're believed to be operated by people from countries like China and Mongolia. Even my American friend had $600 stolen during his visit here. Hotspots for pickpocketing include not just Tsukiji, but also busy places like trains, Asakusa Temple, Tokyo Skytree, Meiji Shrine, Tokyo Tower, and the Shibuya Scramble Crossing. In many countries, people use digital wallets like Google Pay or Apple Pay, but Japan still runs heavily on cash, making you more vulnerable. So keep your valuables hidden under your clothes or in zippered bags that can't be easily opened.
Stay alert even in safe Japan.
Number 2. Japan Rail Pass Scam.
Japan offers some amazing rail passes that give foreign visitors unlimited travel on trains, including the famous Shinkansen. These passes can save you a ton of money if you buy them smart. In case you didn't know, prices for the Japan Rail Pass and other similar passes went up in October 2023. But here's the real scam. Some websites are now selling these passes at even higher prices than the new official rates. Sure, a few sites offer extra services like advanced seat reservations or easy pickup, which might justify a small markup. But many of these overpriced sites offer no added value at all, just inflated prices. So, before you buy any rail pass, always check the official website and compare prices.
A great deal can turn into a tourist trap if you are not careful.
Number 3. New rip-off bar tricks.
You may have heard of Japan's infamous rip-off bars, especially in areas like Kabukicho, Shinjuku. As I mentioned in my previous video, traditionally, men on the street would lure tourists with cheap drink deals, then charge crazy prices inside. But now, there are new types of scams to watch out for. First, Japanese women in sexy or cute costumes like maids approach you with signs offering all-you-can drink for 2,000 yen. These are often not what they seem. Some bars overcharge, or even involve shady services that can lead to big bills. Second, both men and women may ask you what kind of bar or restaurant you're looking for. Then they say, "Oh, that place is full. Let me take you to our sister store." Spoiler, they don't work for the place you wanted, and it's not a sister store. The place they take you to often rips you off. I've even been approached by someone claiming to work for popular chain restaurants like Torikizoku. To stay safe, never follow street promoters, and always look up reviews before choosing a place.
Japan has tons of safe and fun izakayas. Just make sure you are going to the real one.
Number 4. Tipping trap.
As I mentioned in my previous video, Japan does not have a tipping culture. You don't need to tip at restaurants, bars, or hotels, even if the service is amazing. But lately, I've started seeing tip jars, even at major restaurant chains in Tokyo, Osaka, and Kyoto. These areas attract a lot of foreign tourists, many of whom come from countries where tipping is standard. I've spoken to over 200 tourists on my tour, and many told me they tipped out of appreciation, but were unsure how to show gratitude in a country that doesn't expect tips. The simple answer: just say arigato. It means thank you, and it's all that's needed here. Of course, tipping is always your choice. If it feels right, go ahead. But remember, Japan doesn't require it like in the US. With rising inbound tourism, tip culture might slowly grow in Japan, but for now, you're not expected to tip.
Just be polite and say thank you.
Number 5. What really gets stolen in Japan?
Japan is known as one of the safest countries in the world. If you lose your wallet, there's a good chance it'll be returned with everything still inside. But strangely, there are two things that often don't come back. First, umbrellas. At convenience stores and restaurants, there's usually a rack outside where people leave their umbrellas. But when you come back out, yours might be gone. This especially happens with clear plastic umbrellas, which cost around 500 yen. They're cheap, common, and unfortunately, often taken, whether by mistake or on purpose. That's why I usually take my umbrella inside with me. Second, bicycles. If you leave your bike unlocked, there's a good chance it'll be gone when you return. I've had more than 5 stolen over the years. It's ironic, your wallet is safer than your umbrella or bike. So always lock your bicycle and keep your umbrella close.
Safety in Japan is rare, but not perfect.
Number 6. Fishing trap. Visit Japan web.
There's a growing phishing scam targeting Japan's official entry system, Visit Japan Web. This real government service helps you speed up immigration and customs by registering your info before arrival. But lately, fake websites and even fake apps pretending to be Visit Japan Web have been spreading, and Japan's government has officially issued warnings about them. Victims have reported being asked to enter credit card details on these fake platforms, only to have their money stolen. Very important, Visit Japan Web is a website only. There is no official app. If you've downloaded one, it's fake. Delete it immediately. The Japanese government even changed the official URL to help prevent confusion, so always double-check you're using the real site. I'm showing the correct URL on screen now. Despite these scams, Visit Japan Web is an excellent service.
The simple pre-registration process significantly reduces your time at immigration, so I strongly recommend using it.
Number 7. Street mount scam locations updated.
As mentioned in my previous video, while traveling in Japan, you might encounter people dressed as Buddhist monks asking for money on the streets. However, these are not real monks. They are scammers targeting foreign tourists unfamiliar with Japanese temple culture. Unfortunately, many visitors fall for this scam. My American friend was unknowingly pressured into donating. Recently, I and some acquaintances have spotted these scammers at several locations, so I want to share where to watch out. In Tokyo, popular spots include Meiji Shrine, with many visitors making their first visit of the year, the intersection near Ueno Station, Ueno Toshigu Shrine inside Ueno Park, as well as famous day trip destinations like Kamakura, and the sacred Buddhist site and World Heritage, Mount Koya. These are just examples, and this scam can happen in other areas too. If you spot this scam somewhere, please let us know the location. To protect yourself, never give money to solicitors on the street.
If you want to support temples or religious activities, please research reputable temples and donate directly.
Number 8. Foreigner pricing experts. Real cases in Japan.
As I explained in my previous video, Japan now has some expensive products and services targeting foreign tourists. After researching many examples, we found some clear trends to watch out for. Here, I will share for specific cases, divided into 2 categories. The first is blatant unfair foreigner pricing. One example is a restaurant in Shibuya called Tamatebako. They offer an all-you-can-eat seafood menu with 60 dishes. Foreign tourists pay 7,678 yen, while Japanese customers pay 6,578 yen, a difference of 1,100 yen. Another case is the new large theme park Junglia Okinawa. Opening in July 2025, domestic residents pay 6,930 yen for an adult ticket, but foreign visitors will be charged 8,800 yen. The second category is more subtle foreigner pricing. This involves creating special menus or services aimed at foreign customers, often at higher prices. For example, Yoshinoya, a famous beef bowl chain, has introduced menus priced between 2,000 and 2,500 yen at about 100 locations targeting tourists. While the quality is unclear, these prices are quite high by Japanese standards. Also, at the famous seafood market in Toyosu, Tokyo, seafood bowls costing 7,000 to 18,000 yen have appeared, which most Japanese cannot afford, but are very popular with tourists. These are just a few examples, and such practices are spreading, so please be cautious. That said, I'm not defending Japan alone. Similar pricing policies exist worldwide. For example, in Singapore's Gardens by the Bay, Hawaii's Diamond Head, and Thailand's Wat Pho Temple, different prices apply for locals and foreigners. Japanese opinions on this are divided. Many worrying about rising costs due to a weaker yen and want to avoid further price hikes, but they also don't want to discriminate against visitors who come to enjoy Japan.
What do you think about this? Please your thoughts in the comment section.
Number 9. New romance scam.
Romance scams targeting foreigners have existed for some time in Japan. Typically, someone you meet on dating apps like Tinder invites you to a bar, where you might be overcharged or even drugged to steal your valuables. But recently, a new type of romance scam has emerged, so I want to warn you about it. In this new scam, the relationship lasts longer, and the first date seems fine with no problems. Then, after you build trust, they start asking for money, claiming it's for your future together or urgent medical bills. Once you send money, they disappear and cut off all contact. With Japan's current economic struggles, some people are turning to these scams, especially Japanese women targeting foreign men.
Please be very careful and never send money even if you feel pressured.
Number 10. Photo scam alert.
Japan offers many beautiful and unique sites, and when you visit, you'll want plenty of great photos with yourself in them. Naturally, many people ask strangers to take their pictures. However, a common problem in famous tourist spots around the world is that sometimes the person who kindly takes your photo later demands money. Unfortunately, this scam has started to happen in Japan as well. For example, at Nanzenji Temple in Kyoto, there have been many such cases, so the temple's official website and on-site notices warn visitors to be careful. If no payment is mentioned beforehand, you are not required to pay anything, so don't worry.
How was today's video?
If you would like a personal guide in Japan or need recommendations for travel plans and cultural experiences,
Please contact me from the link in the description section. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and like button. See you in my next video. Bye!